If every time you're upset in an argument and you go silent, that's manipulation. Hello y'all, welcome back to another video dedicated to help you break out of the cycle of toxic behaviors and relationships in your personal and romantic area of your life. My name is Coach Jeanette from @Jeanette.exito, and if you like anything personal development or healthy relationships, make sure you hit subscribe and join the tribe. I'm trying to hit 10K subscribers by the end of July. I know it's a little bit of a big goal, but if you know me, I always shoot high, and so it would mean so much if you subscribe. It'll help me expand my YouTube channel and have more resources for you. So I appreciate all of y'all so much, and please subscribe. Let's get into the video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the silent treatment and why it is so damaging in relationships. We're going to explore where this is coming from, why this happens in the first place, and what attachment style generally displays this type of behavior. And if you are someone that is in a relationship where there's constant silent treatment, or maybe you are the one doing the silent treatment and you're trying to break the cycle, then make sure you watch to the end, where I'm going to give you practical steps on how to break the cycle. Now, first things first, what is the silent treatment? Now, it's pretty self-explanatory in its title, where you become silent because you are punishing your partner or whoever you're talking to because you feel upset. And so it's really about control and a power dynamic imbalance where you are feeling upset, and so you become quiet and your partner doesn't understand what you're feeling in these moments. So they're reading between the lines, they're trying to guess what's happening and trying to please you to feel better because they don't know what went wrong. And of course, this might not be intentional. You might be doing this because it is just one of your coping mechanisms and this is what you learned growing up, but it doesn't excuse the behavior nevertheless. And so what's happening here is that our silence is being weaponized because our partner feels as if there's something wrong, but they don't understand why, because we're not communicating to them exactly what happened. And if this is something done intentionally and your partner thinks it's okay, I have really bad news for you, because most people who do the silent treatment don't actually mean it. They just don't know how to articulate how they're feeling in those moments. So make sure you watch out and cut off the people that are intentionally trying to punish you, because those people are not for you. But for those of y'all who are really trying to heal, the reason why we become silent in those moments is because we are so afraid of rejection. Now, a common pattern that I see often with people that suffer from the silent treatment is that they either had a parent or a caregiver become silent whenever they were upset. Because number one, the adult couldn't articulate their feelings, and number two, they were trying to get their child to comply or follow or behave in a different way, they use silence as a teacher. But the reason why this is so psychologically damaging is because as a child, you do not understand what mommy and daddy is trying to communicate to you. All you know is that they're disappointed in you and you're gonna try to do anything to make them feel better. That silence is so deafening because not only are you internalizing everything that they're doing and you're making it mean something about you, but number two, you learn that your needs and wants is not important because there is no dialogue, there is no communication. It's just, I need to follow them, I need to do whatever I need to do to feel safe in this moment, which leads to people-pleasing, fawning, codependent behaviors, and trying to fix the problem right away without being attuned to yourself. And what happens is that now as an adult, we learn that that is the way to express when we're upset. And maybe we don't mean to hurt our partners and we just don't know what we're feeling and we don't know what to think in those moments, but that is how we respond. And if this is you and you're thinking, sometimes I really do want to communicate, but I just don't know what to say, I just have such a hard time processing, I hear you. You're definitely not alone. A lot of dismissive avoidants tend to have a hard time processing their emotions because they're so used to shutting it down. And most of the times you might find yourself saying, I don't know. When your partner asks you how you feel, you say, I don't know, or you shut down, or you don't respond because you truly don't know in those moments. But not knowing and not acting are two different things, which is why we want to be cognizant of how we're showing up and how we're communicating to our partner, even if we need time processing. But one of the biggest reasons we shut down is because we're afraid of that same rejection that we felt growing up. And we feel as if we do try to speak up, if we do try to say something, it will just be dismissed. It will be not heard, people will misunderstand us, and so why bother? Why even try? And if you're thinking this way, I see your wounds. And I want to encourage you to challenge your thought and ask yourself, instead of, oh my gosh, they're not gonna listen to me, they're not gonna understand, why even bother? What if they do? What if they want to learn from you? Or what if we learn how to understand ourselves so that we can better articulate what we're truly feeling and thinking so that other people can start understanding ourselves? Because that's the thing. A lot of times people misunderstand us is because we do not know how to articulate exactly what we're thinking and feeling and the wounds that we have in this moment. And if we are so used to pushing our emotions down, of course we're not going to understand how we're feeling, because we don't even allow ourselves to think for a second, what am I feeling? How is my body feeling? And so that's where you want to start. If you are trying to heal the silent treatment and break the cycle and learn what you're truly feeling, start by being attuned to your body and seeing the physical symptoms that rise up when you're feeling upset. Is it that you're jaw locking, your chest is hurting, there's a pit in your stomach? These are physical symptoms that are telling you feedback on what is happening with your emotions. Instead of being so afraid of rejection that we constantly have our walls up, challenge yourself to start accepting you. Accepting that it is okay to speak up. It is okay to just hear yourself and not have judgment on it. It is okay to take up space and be bold, because the more you allow yourself to be comfortable expressing who you are, the easier it will be to communicate in your relationships. But with that said, if you're trying to break the cycle of silent treatment and you've been truly struggling, I just want to let you know that I see you. I know you're just trying to feel safe. It is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to heal. The people that are for you will be there for you, and the people that are not will reveal themselves. But we won't get to see that unless we learn to speak up. There's so much more that I want to share with you to help you break the cycle, but unfortunately, I'm filming in my car today and the sun is setting. So I'll see you in the next video where there's better lighting, and comment down below if any questions that you have, and if you are truly trying to break the cycle, book a call with me. Link will be in the description below. But I'm gonna make another video and part 2 on this so that I can dive a little bit more in depth. So drop any questions that you'll have, because I'll include them in the next video as well. But subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video. As always, you got this.